Hello, Army! Welcome back to BTS on 7. The lights inside AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, dim just enough to make 80,000 phone screens flicker like a second sky. It's night 2 of the Arlington stop, and the air is thick with that particular kind of anticipation that only builds when everyone in the building already knows something unforgettable is about to happen. Then Jimin steps into the light, and the entire stadium seems to lean forward at once. He opens in a soft ivory crochet sweater, loose and textured, catching every beam of stage light as it moves. It's a deceptively gentle look for what comes next, because within moments, the stage explodes into deep red and gold. Pyrotechnics burst behind him in controlled bursts of fire. Laser beams slice diagonally through the haze, and Jimin doesn't just stand in the middle of it, he moves through it like the chaos was choreographed just for him. His hair whips with each turn, the loose knit of his sweater catching the firelight so that even his silhouette looks like it's burning. For a few intense minutes, the performance feels less like a song and more like a storm he's commanding, and the crowd's screams rise and fall with every flare of flame behind him. Then, just as quickly as it ignited, the energy softens. The screen above the stage flashes the words, "Are you ready?" and the stadium answers with a wall of sound. Jimin, still in that same cream sweater, throws his fist into the air, mic raised, voice carrying over tens of thousands of people singing every word back to him. From the wide shots, you can see the full scale of it, rows and rows of light rising off into the darkness of the upper deck, an ocean of white and purple glowing in rhythm with the music. It's the kind of moment that reminds you why stadium shows exist in the first place, because no screen, no recording, nothing can fully capture what it feels like to be inside a crowd that large, moving as one. A little later, the mood shifts again, this time into something quieter and more vulnerable. Jimin changes into a sheer taupe mesh top with a small cross pendant resting against his chest, paired with dark, oversized cargo pants. He crouches low near the edge of the extended stage, microphone held close, leaning toward the barricade where fans are reaching up with light sticks glowing red. His expression in this stretch is completely different from the fire and fury of before. It's tender, focused, almost searching, like he's trying to look at every single face he can before the moment passes. It's a small gesture in the grand scale of a stadium show, but it's the kind of detail that fans in that section will talk about for years. Not long after, the entire stage darkens into cool blue. Jimin appears alongside a group of performers, all in black, several wearing sunglasses despite the low light, moving in sharp, unified formation. Confetti or shredded paper catches the stage lights as it falls, drifting through the blue haze like slow-motion snow. There's a mysterious, almost cinematic weight to this segment. The choreography is tighter, more deliberate, and Jimin's energy matches it, controlled and precise rather than loose and expressive like earlier. It's a side of the performance that leans into drama and atmosphere over spectacle, and it shows a different kind of range, one built on restraint rather than release. From there, the show pivots again. Jimin reappears in a flowing black outfit, wide sleeves catching the air as he moves, layered silver chain necklaces draped down his chest. Purple light washes over the stage, and behind him the full stadium bowl is visible, packed to the very top rows, every seat filled with tiny points of light. He sings alone here, and even without theatrics behind him, the sheer size of the crowd responding to just his voice says everything about where his solo presence has landed. It's not the fire or the choreography that's carrying this moment, it's him. Then comes something looser and more playful. Paired with a partner on stage, Jimin dances in beige cargo pants and a dark harness-style top, warm amber lighting spilling across the stage floor as confetti drifts down around them. The choreography here feels less about precision and more about chemistry. Two performers clearly having fun with the sequence, trading glances, matching steps. It's a reminder that even inside a massive production like this, there's room for moments that feel spontaneous and alive. But perhaps the moment fans will replay the most is when Jimin steps out in a black sleeveless shirt printed with tour city names from Tampa to Las Vegas, El Paso to Mexico City, Chicago to Los Angeles, each one a stop on this long road across the continent, laced along the shoulders with white cord ties, paired with a white belt cinched at the waist. He's laughing here, genuinely, easily, the kind of laugh that isn't performed for cameras, but just happens because the moment called for it. He walks close to the edge of the extended stage where fans are packed in tight, VIP wristbands visible on raised arms, phones tilted up trying to capture him from every angle. He doesn't rush through this section. He lingers, walks slowly, looks out at individual sections of the crowd like he's trying to take in as much of the night as the crowd is trying to take in of him. For a performer who spends most of the show at a distance from tens of thousands of people, these few minutes of proximity feel like the emotional center of the entire night. Later, away from the stage lights entirely, there's a quieter image that's circulated among fans. Jimin, dressed simply in black, sheer fabric catching soft indoor lighting, those same layered silver necklaces from earlier still around his neck, sitting calmly with his hands folded. His expression is neutral, almost contemplative, a sharp contrast to the roaring stadium energy from hours before. It's a small glimpse of the in-between, the space that exists after the adrenaline fades but before rest actually comes. And it's often in these quiet frames that fans feel like they're seeing him rather than the performance. Online, discussions about this stop of the tour have been full of theories. Many fans believe the choice to open in something as soft as a cream knit sweater, only to surround it with fire and lasers, was a deliberate contrast, vulnerability wrapped in intensity. Others, looking at the Tour City t-shirt with its long list of stadium stops, point out how it doubles as something like a diary of the tour itself, each city etched onto the fabric as the run continues. According to online discussions, some ARMY think the softer, quieter styling choices later in the show, the sheer block top, the muted expression, hint at how physically demanding a stadium run like this actually is, though of course that's speculation rather than anything confirmed. What isn't speculation is the reaction in the building itself, the noise, the lights, the way the crowd answered every single cue he gave them. Taken together, the night in Arlington plays almost like a story in three parts: fire and spectacle, quiet intimacy at the edge of the stage, and finally stillness once the noise fades. Few performers can move convincingly between all three in a single evening, but that contrast, chaos to calm to closeness, is exactly what made this stop of the tour feel so memorable to everyone who was pressed against that barricade or singing along from the very last row. That's the story of Night 2 in Arlington, from the fire and the lasers to the quiet look he gave the crowd near the edge of the stage. If this brought back the feeling of being there even for a moment, let us know down in the comments which part of the night stayed with you the most. Give this video a like if you enjoyed the journey, and if you haven't already, subscribe to BTS on 7 and turn on notifications so you never miss the next update on Jimin and the rest of the story still unfolding. Thank you so much for watching, ARMY. We'll see you in the next one.